To us, furies is a quaint word for a violent storm or a fit of anger, but to the ancient Greeks the Furies were anything but quaint, being personified curses and pitiless agents of vengeance. Since it was said that they arose from the blood Uranus shed after his son mutilated him, the Furies above all represented a parent's curse upon unkind children, and they most vigorously pursued evildoers who violated the bonds of kin or clan. The notions of such Furies, Uranus to the Greeks, was vague at first, but already in Homer's work they have two specific jobs: punishing the shades of evil in Tartarus and effecting curses on earth. Later writers decided that there were three of them, just as there were three fates, three cyclops, and so on, and that they were beautiful but grim deities, clad in black, whose eyes dripped blood, whose hair was tangled with serpents, and whose weapon of choice was the scourge. While they may have liberally lashed the bodies of evil shades, they tormented the living psychologically. That is, they personified guilt, or at least what approximated guilt in the early Greek society. The most famous myth of the Furies had to do with their relentless pursuit of Orestes, a story first presented in detail by the tragic writer Aeschylus. After Orestes' mother, Clytemnestra, joined in the murder of his father, Agamemnon, Orestes paid her back in kind, as was his duty according to the prevailing moral code. But the Furies cared not one whit for moral codes. All they knew was that a son had shed the blood of his mother, and that they were therefore required to torment him. But with Apollo's help, Orestes cleared himself before a jury of his peers, legendarily the first such jury in history, and the first instance to which motives and circumstances were taken to bear upon judging a crime. Though Orestes was acquitted, he still took pains to propitiate the Furies, as a result of which they supposedly grew milder in character. Thus they earned the nickname Eumenides, the kindly ones, a name which in truth more likely resulted from a superstitious fear of invoking them by their names. The Romans, however, would still regard them principally as raging, vengeful forces, and so when they adopted the trio from Greek myth, they dubbed them the Furiae, after the verb furere, to be raging mad. It is from the verb rather than from the goddesses that we derive our word fury, furious, and so on, though the plural Furies retain some hint of the ancient personifications.